I'm DJ Notsoever, and this is an article for 3/4 or more. Multi Culti care about your trip. Take one glance at the Canadian record label's Technicolor Join Us cover images, and you'll agree that they're trying to induce something in us before the party gets going. This release is no exception. Hitting the play button on Mytron Ofofo's Jambo EP has the label's part Illuminati, part ancient South American aesthetic merge with the music at once. I'm getting the rad feelings that the initiation we're about to receive is not into a cult of death and doomsday predictions, but one of childlike play where writhing in a sweat lodge in your underpants is enshrined in doctrine. It comes as no shock to learn that Mytron and Ofofo's pairing is one that crosses international borders, as this blurring of origins is a central spice contributing to the Jambo EP's lively energy. With the stuttering drums of Tutako Nana establishing the Paris-London duo's intentions to infect feet into movement and mind into melting, there is a swollen cassette collector back from holiday thud to the music that I can only describe as welcome yet sticky. It is a humid feeling that goes a long way to convert even the dingiest of spaces into a pressure cooker of carefree dancing and lyrical abandon. Mytron Ofofo know the pop power of a short chant to help us slink and flirt our way across a dance floor, just as well as they know that these sampled lyrics do not lose any potency by not being in English. I have no idea what the lyrics of Tutako Nana mean, nor what the Jambo title track wishes to show me, but I can tell you that after hundreds of listens, I do, irreversibly, know the words. The clerical side of sample spotting is effortlessly disarmed by twittering live percussion above a chunky bed of, dare I say it, purposefully clumsy three-note basses and unrelenting analog drum loops. Not only is the disassembly of sample train spotting expertly pulled off on Jambo, but it's also a welcome quality for a multilingual record to have. It's too easy for the producers of today to release music aimed at acknowledging the age of globalization through deep crate samples and fruity cross-pollination, only for internet message boards and YouTube comments to erupt in a shitstorm of pretty good, but the whole track's really just a sample from some obscure person. The short conversational vocal snippets of Jambo appear often enough to become universal chants for the dance floors of anywhere, yet melt back into the haze to leave a sweetly disorientating, but where are we now, taste in your mouth. That mishmash of otherness is always supported by the likes of an unexpected snarling synth, like in Tutako Nana, or the underwater percussion dubs of the title track's breakdowns. You can move to these. If I can, you can. I'd give the clothes off my back for more music to be produced in the mid-tempo sweet spot that this EP chooses to so confidently occupy. The power of these tempos to get us strutting to the nth degree is well understood by many of DJ culture's most lauded heroes, yet they remain underrepresented in bar hangouts and mega clubs alike. Following a playful synth lick, the chunky plod of Something for Your Mind takes the EP into a darker, rather sinister place that doesn't perfectly suit the audio collages of DJs Mancuso or Baldelli, but does evoke that image we have of their clubs packed with swaying bodies shimmering in their individual syncopations. This sinister side of this EP beams the Something for Your Mind mantra at us through a chronically ill vocoder that almost completely obscures the lyrics. Deep in the groove, amidst a swamp of insect-like beeps and chirps, I swear I hear bursts of steamy white noise that suggest the heat isn't going to let out. With a darker foot forward, the alien leanings of non-binary joys on the Venus holodeck lets the previous track's vocoder actually die completely as it contorts tone to androgyny and lyrics into incomprehension. Occasionally surviving the audio manipulation, it's the phrase good vibration that pushes its way most clearly from the speakers, and sandwiched between the ever-present thud of those relentless drum machines and a top layer of sparkling 80s TV synths, it's hard not to enjoy the dominant cult leader air these lyrics take on. If Donna Summer's moans and groans in Love to Love You Baby drew their excitement from the intimate two-person session they implied, then I can't help let non-binary draw my imagination to a single entity leading an entire group in an orgy of physical adoration. The cult is real, and I think we're in. Closing a tight 5-track EP is no simple task. With 4 consistently unpredictable tracks already in the bag, the pressure falls on Cherry Mary to make or break a perfect release, and Mytron and Ofofo deliver in the form of ethereal ambiguity rather than a radio-ready climax. With digital rhythms and a 2-note bass disguising the most up-tempo tune of the EP as a funky march through an unfamiliar warehouse party, the cold laughter of an Eastern European vocal sample is absolutely at home in ordering us to keep working on our moves and to adopt a more eyes-down styles of dance. Dub effects are a staple of the Jambo EP from start to finish, and that penchant is most starkly on display in Cherry Mary, where echoing delays scaffold everything from that industrial bass right through to the wiry leads. In the breakdown of this last tune, you can trust a duo like Mytron and Ofofo to pull sleigh bells away from their Christmas cliches and weaponize them to trick us into picturing a glimpse of sunshine before taking us back into dankness. This return to the dark now has us grooving to familiar 808 rim shots and congas that put me in a pretty pensive space not a million miles away from a blurry memory of some late 80s house jams. Mytron and Ofofo's entire Jambo EP is a mystery punch I willingly drink up over and over again with nothing but pleasure each time. It falls between audio zones, not in terms of quality, but in terms of where it draws its influence, its source material, and the digi analog tools the duo use to patch these ingredients together. There is an obvious thirst for otherness here, while constantly keeping one eye fixed on fun as the most prized end result. If we draw up a Venn diagram that features the desire to stretch for far-flung international corners and the playful abandon that comes from intimate familiarity, then Jambo lies slap bang in that sweet spot between.